Hello, my students in 6th grade. How are you? Hope you are all very well. Today we are going to take action back pupils book. So please open your pupils book. Page 58. Page 58 we have exercise 5. Read and answer. Are all of the objects in the museum old? Are all of the objects in the museum old? هل جميع الأشياء اللي موجودة بالمتحف قديمة؟ So we will read about the museum and then we will answer the question. Are all of the objects in the museum old? Now let's read the text about the Jordan Museum, المتحف الأردني. Now look at the picture here. You can see the Jordan Museum. It's a big museum here. You can see a big gate. Now let's read about the Jordan Museum. The Jordan Museum is in Amman. It opened in 2013. The modern building is made of stone and glass. The museum has lots of information about the history of Jordan. Inside the museum, there are more than 2,000 objects. The oldest objects in the museum are more than 1,000,000 years old. Most of the objects from this time are made of stone. Some of the objects in the museum are from the Roman era. They are made of clay, stone, and glass. There are modern objects in the museum too. You can see computers and you can learn about technology. The museum has also got a library, a shop, and a cafe. So let's read again each paragraph alone and explain it. We have the first paragraph. The Jordan Museum is in Amman. It opened in 2013. The modern building is made of stone and glass. إذا المتحف الأردني موجود في عمان. افتتح هذا المتحف في عام 2013. The modern building is made of stone. البناء الحديث مصنوع من الحجارة والزجاج. So again here the modern building البناء الحديث مصنوع من الحجارة والزجاج. Now here we have the museum has lots of information about the history of Jordan. المتحف بيحتوي على معلومات كثيرة من أو عن تاريخ الأردن. إذن المتحف يحتوي معلومات كثيرة lots of information معلومات كثيرة عن تاريخ الأردن. Inside the museum there are more than 2,000 objects. في داخل المتحف يوجد أكثر من 2,000 تحفة objects أشياء أو تحف. إذن بداخل المتحف يوجد أكثر من 2,000 تحفة. The oldest objects in the museum are more than 1,000,000 years old. So here we have the oldest objects. التحفة الأقدم أو الإشي الأقدم اللي موجود في المتحف عمره يتجاوز 1,000,000 سنة. More than 1,000,000 years old. إذن أكثر من 1,000,000 سنة. Most of the objects from this time are made of stone. Most of the objects معظم التحف والأشياء اللي موجودة بالمتحف from this time في هذا الوقت اللي موجودة من هذا الوقت are made of stone مصنوعة من الحجارة. Some of the objects in the museum are from the Roman era. بعض التحف والأشياء اللي موجودة في المتحف are from the Roman era من العهد الروماني. They are made of clay مصنوعين من الطين stone and glass والحجارة والزجاج. Now let's read it again. إذن some of the objects بعض التحف اللي موجودة في المتحف in the museum are from the Roman era. إذن في تحف بالمتحف موجودة من العهد الروماني. They are made of clay, stone and glass. وهاي التحف الرومانية اللي موجودة من العهد الروماني مصنوعة من الطين والحجارة والزجاج. There are modern objects in the museum too. يوجد تحف حديثة في المتحف أيضا. إذن في تحف حديثة. You can see computers and you can learn about technology. إذا تستطيع رؤية كمبيوترات. الكمبيوترات عبارة عن أجهزة حديثة بيعتبروها أشياء حديثة موجودة في المتحف. and you can learn about technology وبتستطيع تعلم التكنولوجيا. The museum has also got a library, a shop and a cafe. المتحف يوجد فيه أيضا مكتبة، a shop محل and a cafe مقهى. Now let's answer the question here at the top of the page. Are all of the objects in the museum old? هل جميع التحف اللي موجودة في المتحف قديمة؟ Of course, no, they aren't. Are all of the objects? So we will replace all of the objects with the pronoun they. رح نستبدل السبجكت الموجود عندي all of the objects بالpronoun they بالضمير المناسب they. So here the answer will be no, they aren't. إذا هل جميع التحف اللي موجودة في المتحف قديمة؟ لا، ليست جميعها قديمة. So the answer here no, they aren't. Now let's answer exercise 6. Read again and complete. We have clay, طين, stone, حجارة, library, مكتبة, history, تاريخ, and million, and here the last one we have 2000 years old. So we have number 1, the museum is made of and glass. So again we have here the modern building is made of stone and glass. So the answer here in number 1 is stone. The museum, number 2, the museum tells us about the of Jordan. The museum tells us المتحف بيخبرنا عن of Jordan. So here we have the museum has lots of information about the history of Jordan. So the answer in number 2 will be history. المتحف يخبرنا عن تاريخ الأردن. Number 3, there are more than objects in the museum. يوجد أكثر من. Here we have there are more than 2000 objects. So sorry, it's not 2000 years old, it's 2000 objects. Here we have the answer in number 3, 2000 objects in the museum. Number 4, the oldest objects are more than a years old. The oldest objects, الأشياء القديمة are more than years old. A million years old. إذا حكينا إنه الأشياء القديمة the oldest objects in the museum are more than a million years old. إذا number 4 الإجابة رح تكون عندي million. And the number 5, not the last one. Number 5, the Roman objects are made of stone and glass. رح نروح على التحف الرومانية اللي حكينا عنها. Are made of clay, stone and glass. So here the answer will be clay. The last one, the museum has got a. So here we have the museum has also got a library, a shop and a cafe. So the answer here will be a library. So here we have number 1, stone. Number 2, history. Number 3, 2000. Number 4, million. 5, clay. And the last one we have library. And that's all for exercise number 6.